All right, welcome to class. Um, so again, if you, well, I assume you all know, tonight the papers due, the write-up for your proposal, for your final project. And in lieu of that, um, I, w- I didn't know about this resource, or I knew about it, but not so much, how to use it last semester. But now I know a little more about it, and I want to share it with you. It's basically something that um, can a resource you can use for your final project and other or personal projects that you might be interested in. So there is a website called huggingface.co. And I apologize, my controls aren't letting you see what I'm typing. So let's try to move those. Okay, so huggingface.co. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of like artificial intelligence models on this website that allow you to do stuff very easily, like speech recognition, text generation, automatic machine translation, that's just computer translation, like all kinds of stuff, text summarization, like automatically, part of speech tagging. So all those things like you can do from your own computer, using models that people share their models on this website, and as well as text resources that you could use for your final project if you wanted to, or you could use some computer model that will do some of those things. Okay. So I'm going to demonstrate just a couple things that they have on their just tutorial page. So if you go to, let's see, I'm just on the home page here. If we go to models, and you can search data sets, all kinds of stuff. Actually, I don't want to go to models. Where do I want to go? I think it's probably because I'm logged in. So that's why it's showing not the main homepage that I wanted to see. So let's open a private browser. So I won't be logged in. Okay. Awesome. Here we go. So this is what you should see if you're not logged in. If you go to the docs, so ChatGPT uses a lot of stuff, but this is one of the big things. There's this whole class of models, computer models for natural language processing called transformers, and not just for natural language processing, for image recognition, all kinds of stuff. But transformers is kind of like this. There's a lot of math behind it, but you don't have to know all of that to be able to use it. So if you go, yeah, if you look at the transformers, and then you go to their quick tour, like you could just read through this on your own. Basically, I'm not doing anything fancy. Um, well, so I should preface this with there's a lot of vocabulary in here that's going to be like I have no idea what that's talking about, like models and inference and tokenizer. Like it's just a lot of information. But if you look at the actual code to do this stuff, it's not a whole lot. So there's something called PyTorch, which is probably going to be what you want to use. Um, and the module is just called Torch. So this will allow you to do a lot of this stuff. Um, here's like a little table that shows you some of the things that you can do. I mentioned already, like text classification, text generation, summarization, image classification, some stuff that doesn't make sense, like image segmentation or object detection. Those have like really specific meanings in the artificial intelligence world. Audio classification, automatic speech recognition. So this stuff sounds like really complicated, and it is, but people have done the work for you to be able to use these tools. Um, and yeah, so let's demonstrate. Okay, so I'm just going to copy some of their first. So you need to install this stuff to have it work. Um, and one easy way to do that is just to use Colab. which is made by Google. Oh no, it's making me. Okay, all the motorcycles. I have to do this captcha so I can. Hopefully that's right. Okay, here we are. Okay, so if you use Colab, you can look up Colab. If you have a Google account, you basically already have a login for this. Um, but it has a lot of these tools already installed. If you don't have them installed, you can install them by doing this exclamation point pip install, and like transformers is one of these tools you would need to install. And I think it's already installed. You click play here and it'll run this. Yeah, it says requirement already satisfied. But anyways, that using the exclamation point allows you to like basically run commands. Like pip install is a tool to install different Python packages and libraries. Same thing for like pip install torch. And that's already going to be installed. Okay, so we already have this stuff. So now we can basically just copy and paste their sample code. If I copy and paste that right here, and then I can run this. I'm just using a keyboard shortcut to basically click play. So play that. So I'm building what's called a classifier. And this pipeline function, so I do from transformers import pipeline. This pipeline function is kind of like this Swiss Army knife, if you will. Like you can do everything with this speech recognition. You just have to, in parentheses, put the right type of thing you want to do. So sentiment analysis, that's like, well, let's see what it is. It's deciding if a piece of text is like positive or negative sentiment. And that's what they have here. So once we create our classifier from the pipeline, so we call the pipeline function, we say, hey, we want to do sentiment analysis, and we're just saving it in a variable called classifier. I could call it something else. And then if I go below, I can say, well, let's copy and paste this and paste that. So it says, we are very happy to show you the hugging face emoji transformers library. Okay, so this is obviously going to be a positive sentence, right? So if I run this again, it's working. Oh, and it worked. So it shows my output at the bottom here. Notice it's a list, it has square brackets. And then inside that, I have a dictionary, curly brackets. And then my first key in the dictionary is label, and followed by colon, and its value is positive. Okay, so it identified the sentence as a positive. And then the score here is the second key in this dictionary. It's a percentage from 0 to 99, or 0 to 100, like 1 being 100. So it's 0.99. It's 99% sure. Like if you got to move the decimal 2 places to get what the percentage is. So it's 99% sure that its positive identification of this sentence is correct. So it's highly confident. Okay. And they have another example. If we scroll down a little bit further, you can copy and paste, and it shows you how to do 2 sentences at once. So let me delete that. Okay, so now we're just giving it a list. Before we gave our classifier just a single sentence, but now we're giving, it looks like, so it can take different types of data. We're giving it a list of 2 sentences separated by a comma right there. So we have the same original sentence. And then after we run that, we save it in our results. And our results is some type of sequence. And so we do a result, like a for loop, for result in results, to loop over each thing in that sequence, colon. And then we're just going to print. And each result is actually a dictionary, just like this was a dictionary. Our results, this is actually exactly what our results are. So to access the value of positive, we need to use the result and its label. So that'll grab that key. And I'm using an F string here where they are, which you've learned about. So you can insert expressions was about to say Sprechen Deutsch or something. Expressions with curly braces. Okay. And just insert these expressions inside your string. So if we play that, it just prints it out nice and clean, so it doesn't show us our ugly data structure, just a nice text. So a positive label and a negative label. Okay, so you could use this. I mean, it makes it really easy to do this kind of stuff, and it's kind of fun. Here's an automatic speech recognition tool. This is more complicated. You could do this, but and they have data available to be able to do that. I'm going to skip this example though. You can look at it on your own if you want. Again, it's going to have a lot of information here that's like, oh, I don't know what that really is. But if you just kind of skim and try to understand what you can, um, it's useful. It's helpful. So let's do something that's not as intense as speech recognition, but you could. So here's sentiment analysis with French. I think they have a translation one. Maybe they don't. This is still all, we're still looking at sentiment analysis, which is cool and all, but we want to do something else, right? So the rest of this tutorial, I think, is mostly just showing you how to make your own models. So because you can take a model that does like translation of technical documents from English to Spanish, and maybe you're interested in translating general conference from English to Spanish, like to see how your own translation tool works. So you could use the model that was created, the programming model that you could find here in PyTorch. Sorry, Hugging Face. In fact, let's look at that. So they have models here. Okay, so you could find like search for a translation model. Okay, so they have like all these different translations. Maybe we want to find English to Spanish translation. I wonder if that'll help us find something. English to Spanish language translation model. Awesome. So, so you can use this just basically by copying the name of it. Let's see. I haven't used this a lot, but if you look through here, like it shows you probably different ways to use it. Use in transformers. Okay, here we go. So here's how you can copy and paste some of the text. So basically, again, using this all-powerful magic pipeline, just like we did before from transformers import pipeline, we can decide, okay, we want to do text-to-text generation. That's what translation is, right? We're going from English to Spanish. And then we give it our model equals, if we choose this model, basically we just copy and paste this. In fact, let's do it. So we're gonna delete everything we did here. Okay. And then yeah, we're gonna use this model, and we need to instead of calling it a classifier, it calls it pipe here. So to use it, we're just gonna say pipe. We are the faithful students of LING 360 that are in class today. Hopefully nobody that watches this video later is angry by that. Okay, let's run it and see what happens. Hopefully this isn't too intense. So it's downloading a bunch of data to get what it needs to do this prediction or translation. And then hopefully we'll get an output here of something that's fairly accurate Spanish. Yeah, it's doing a lot of work. Oh no, it's terrible. I don't know what it did. So it got that. Okay, I speak some Spanish, so it says that is. Okay, so we would need to maybe find something better than that. But yeah, you can search through these models. You can search through the data sets. Maybe you don't want to use one of the models. You're just interested in finding some data set. They have a lot of information here, and there's free ones that are available. But the ones that and others that require you to sign up for an account to be able to access them. But there's a lot of free ones as well. But hopefully that doesn't make your head explode. But those are some other things that you can, some resources that you can use either, for your final project or maybe after this class. And I may make like a lesson that's like optional or an optional assignment at the end of the semester for those that are interested. But yeah, so let me just show you one other thing. One thing that's nice about this is so with NLTK, you do have to download some stuff to make it work. But with Hugging Face, so this comes from Hugging Face, like the creators of Hugging Face, Transformers. That's something you have to install to use. But notice I just ran this again, and it didn't take a long time to download and stuff. So it recognized that I already have it downloaded. So um, I can't resist. I want to try a different sentence that's more interesting or maybe a little bit better. Like, I am a student at a local university. Let's try that. So this will go faster because we've already downloaded the model and everything. Let's see how well it does translating that. It's still terrible. So okay, so this model's not very good. So we'd want to find something else. But I should have found something that's actually good. But that just, yeah, it goes to show you how easy it is. Let me show you with NLTK, okay, we talked about dividing like your text into sentences, and that if you try to just do a regular expression and divide on periods, then you would divide like US, like that would be if that was the beginning of the sentence, calls for ceasefire. That'd be nice, huh? Anyway, sorry, I just got political. Anyways, so let's, if we were to try to divide this by sentences, being a dot with a regular expression, it's going to say, oh, this is a sentence, and this is a sentence as well, right? So what would be more effective is to, from NLTK, import, actually from NLTK tokenize, import sentence tokenizer. Okay, so now we can take that same sentence and maybe like a group of sentences and tokenize them. So let's just produce some text here. Okay, so US states, I don't know. Sorry, it's just what came to mind. So, okay, dogs are happy. Let's go just nice and well, I went US because it has, yeah, some, US is a country in the Western Hemisphere. So there's two sentences, and we should get two sentences back if sentence tokenize works properly. Okay, text and print the result of that, which I need to save in a variable if I want to actually show me. Colab and if you're on command line, like the Python console, that'll print for you automatically, but inside a script file, it will not. You have to print yourself. Okay. So run that, and you do need to download some stuff. Print result, that's what I wanted. I said request. If you haven't installed NLTK and run this before, it'll probably require you to download some models. Okay, cool. So it got that accurately into two sentences. I'm going to stop the recording here and edit all that. Anyways, so any questions?